going on, guys? It's Near25 here, and welcome back to another episode of our Minecraft adventure. So in the last episode, we were starting to fill out this new map to try and get a look around a little bit further outside the border, if you will. And, just check out the surrounding area, and we're going to be continuing on with that today. I kind of want to get to the top, though, before we start progressing more, because I just feel like it'd be easier, you know, to do that from the top compared to just jutting out randomly in the middle and then, you know, working my way around. Okay. So let's get up here and then we'll continue. I probably should have done this off screen now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, but that's okay. You know what's so freaking funny? And none of you are gonna know it was funny unless you watched our Kirby and the Amazing Mirror video that went out earlier today. But I said in theirs at some point in time in that video that I was going to tell you guys why I didn't upload yesterday, because I was busy and I wasn't home. But I freaking don't think I actually ever did after I brought that up. So hopefully hopefully I'll remember to do that in this video, because that's just kind of embarrassing that I said I was going to talk about it and then I just never talked about it. But so the reason why there was no video yesterday, and why I was busy yesterday, so my cousin used to work at the Grand Prix in, well, this is sort of gonna dox me, but it's fine. It's not really that bad. Yeah, no, it's not that bad. It does it because there's, yeah. So the IMSA race was downtown in Detroit this year, or not this year. They do it every year. This weekend, and I went to go. My cousin used to work the Grand Prix when it was still on Belle Isle. But she hadn't been in like a couple years, and so she was really like wanting to go or whatever, and she knew that I liked racing, and asked me if I wanted to go or whatever, and I was of course like, yeah, you know, that'd be really cool or whatever, because I've always wanted to watch an IMSA race. I just never really, you know, gotten the chance to, because, you know, they're scattered all around the country and everything, and it's not like, you know, you kind of got to plan stuff like that and everything, right? And also, it's not like they're cheap, right? And especially because you have to worry about getting a hotel and everything, because, you know, you'll be going out of state and whatnot, and then obviously driving there, or flying, whichever, you know. I'd probably drive, though, because I like to drive, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I figured, you know, we'd go watch it since it was downtown or whatever. So we packed up and we went to go see the race or whatever. And it was really cool. My guys finished 2nd and 8th. Or 2nd and 9th, I should say. So, you know, at least we did get a podium out of it, which is pretty cool. But, you know, unfortunately, the sister car had problems, like, pretty much all day. So, pretty much was out of contention throughout the whole entire race. I will say, though, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, which is a new GTP / hypercar for this season, it sounds so much better in person than it does on the videos, or like, you know, like on TV or whatever. That car sounded so freaking nice, man. It's got like it's a V10 or a V12. I can't remember which. I don't know why I can never remember which, but it's one of the two. But Oh my goodness, guys. It sounds so nice. Like, at the very least, go look up on YouTube Aston Martin Valkyrie Hypercar. And then you should see a video where it's like, just like the engine noise or whatever, like of it like driving by on track. Oh my goodness. But I will, like, literally though, like, those videos and like, or watching the races on TV, they do not do it justice. It sounded so nice. Like, it would, not even to be over dramatic, it was like an orgasmic sound. That was how freaking nice that freaking car sounded, man. I'm telling you guys. But yeah, my guys, well, one of my two cars anyway, they ended up taking the lead with like, I think 20 or 30 minutes left or something like that. And I was like, oh crap, like, we got a shot at defending, because we won the race last year. I was like, we got a chance at defending our title, and my guys are back to running Cadillacs this year, and obviously, Cadillac is based in Detroit, from GM, and they actually basically race right in front of the Rensen. That's like kind of part of the track layout or whatever. So, it's like we're going to win on home turf, our first year back with Cadillac. We're going to be the defending race winners, and ooh, there's an Illager outpost over there. Okay. We're going to be the defending race winners, blah, blah, blah. But the car that won the pole ended up squeaking by the second place car, who was the previous race leader, basically like one or two turns later on the same lap that we took the lead. And the driver behind the wheel is like one of the most aggressive drivers on the track. Like, he's very, very skilled. So I was like kind of worried about it. And I was like, I mean, he got the pole for a reason. That car was fast. And I mean, in the early stages of the race, like, they checked out. Like, before the pit cycle started and everything, like, they were like gone, like 4 or 5 seconds ahead of second place type shit. Like, it was... Is that just a while delay? Hold on, I want to get this. There's 2 of them. And also there's another Illager tower. That does kind of make sense, though, that they're... I wonder why they're loose, though. That's kind of interesting. Okay. That just definitely distracted me. But yeah, so I was like, I don't know, this is going to be like a tall task to defend that car with that driver behind the wheel for, like 15 minutes. And he did good, but unfortunately with like, I think it was like maybe 5 minutes left, or it might have even been less than that, he did end up getting by him. I was confused, though, because he passed him going into turn 1. And, like, my guy left the whole bottom of the racetrack open going into turn 1, which is what allowed the pass to happen. And I was really confused by why he did that. Because I don't think, at least not there, he might have, the car that ended up winning, Van de Zanda, he probably would have gotten a good run going into turn 3, because of that whole interaction. So it might have ended up still being the same. Might have ended up still being, you know, us finishing second, but that also is still a chance that we could have held him off in 3 because he potentially would have had to try to go around the outside, which it doesn't work for turn 3. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, a podium is still good. I mean, it's been, I think, our best result of the season so far. So, I'll definitely take a podium. But it was really cool, though, to see the race in person. Like, even the cars themselves. Those cars look so cool live and in person compared to being on TV. Like, they already look really cool on TV. But they look so freaking cool live and in person. Like, they almost don't look like they should be real. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, it was really, really freaking cool seeing them live and in person. And, like, there was so much crazy stuff going on like that. I don't know. Obviously, like, you know, they had, you know, like, announcers at the track or whatever, but, you know, they're getting played through little speakers or whatever, you know, and when you have a bunch of race cars with, like, V6, V8, V10s in them and everything, you know, blitzing by and revving all loud and everything, you're not going to be able to hear, you know, a little speaker, right? So, oh my goodness, excuse me, guys. So I don't really know what exactly was going on, but the BMW GTD cars, they, like, both of them, they were having, like, they had to have been having brake troubles or something, because they were always running really wide into turn 3 or looking like they were, like, really sketchy under braking or something under turn 3. Or going into turn 3, and one of them ended up going across the short chute, or the escape chute. I want to say in turn 7 or 8, maybe, something like that. Oh, there's a village over here. Interesting. We'll get there in a little bit, I guess, once we fill the map out. But interesting that there's a village there. I see a giant gaping hole. Oh no, it's just a little river. Okay. Alright, sorry guys, I just had to concentrate for that because, you know, I don't do parkour. But yeah, but it actually was, so there's another little, like, escape chute in turn 3 as well, and, like, or really early on, the lone Ferrari GTD car that was in the field went shooting past and into that escape route. And then, like, near the very end of the race, one of the Mustangs went off too, and I thought it was the leader for a quick minute, because unfortunately a Mustang won. Ugly ass things. But both Mustangs had the same paint scheme. The only way you can tell the difference is, you know, the number on the side, right? But obviously when they're going that fast, you're not going to see the number. And obviously once they disappear past the grandstands, through that escape chute, you're not going to be able to see the number. So I just saw that it was a Mustang, and I was like, oh crap, like, was that the leader that just blew off or whatever, right? Because I was going to be like, oh, that's, like, really freaking lit for everybody else on the track, because at least, you know, an ugly-ass Mustang isn't going to win the race. But that would really suck for them. But it was the sister car. Well, I will say that the race in GTD, it did get really freaking good near the end. It was, I want to say the top 3 were separated by, like, just about a second at the end of the race. Oh my freaking god, that scared the hell out of me. Holy Christ. But because it was so one of the Mustangs unfortunately won, and then one of the two Corvettes finished second, and then the FAF Lamborghini finished third. But the three of them were battling like super hard the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever. It was great. But I was confused at what happened which again, I would have probably known if I was watching the race at home. But, because a caution ended up coming out for debris because, again, one of the BMWs, and I think it was because of a braking issue more than anything else, the FAF Lambo and one of the Mustangs and one of the BMWs were battling for 5th place or something like that. And they were coming into turn 3, and I don't know if it was a brake issue or if the BMW just over-braked itself, but it ended up running into the back of both the Mustang and the Lamborghini that were running side by side. And, there's obviously some debris scattered across the track because, fiberglass and all that jazz, right? So they threw a yellow to pick up the debris because obviously that sort of stuff would just rip through a tire like it was nothing, right? But before that happened, the number 14 Lexus from Vassar Sullivan was leading the race, and he had checked out. I'm talking in a whole nother zip code checked out. I want to say his lead over second place was 14 or 15 seconds before the caution came out. And the reason why I was confused is when they restarted, I mean, unless something really, happened on the first lap, and I just caught it later, but when I clocked on to pay attention, he was running in 5th. And I'm like, how do you go from leading the race to 5th on the yellow? Or on the restart, rather. I was like, that's weird. And I'm not going to lie, I think the yellow coming out actually is what cost my guys the win. Because we were... I think we were going to catch the leader on pace and tires if it stayed green the whole rest of the way from how much time we had left. Because I was worried at first because they kept the 10 out. He was the last car to pit. And I kept on sitting there. So he was out running laps and everything while everybody else was doing their stops or whatever. And I was looking at the gaps. And I'm like, okay, everybody's already pit and they're within... Frick. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. Frick. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna do that. Make my life easier. Okay. But yeah, so we had stayed out, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, everybody's already pit, and we're only, I feel like we need to bring them in before they get down to 30 seconds behind us. And it was 28, 29 seconds by the time they finally brought him in, and I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work. Well, we started the pit cycle in 5th, and we ended up coming out in 2nd. So net gain still technically, but it's like, you know, we were, by the time we got up to speed and everything, we were 4 seconds behind the leader. And I'm like, yeah, you kept him out too long. I was like, I think that's going to end up costing us. I didn't really, you know, take into account, though, that there was, like, I think about 50 minutes or 40 some odd minutes left of the race, which is a lot of time when it's only a minute a lap. And, you know, with traffic helping also, I'm sure, and on top of the fact that we definitely had fresher tires due to being out for so much longer, we were closing the gap a lot. Ricky Taylor was leaving it all on the racetrack for sure. We got down to within 2 seconds. We were looking good. We got down to within a second, and we were really getting close. And I was like, we're gonna get there before this caution happened. And I was like, we got a lot of time. I was like, we'll be all right. And then the yellow came out, and the Porsche was, one of the Penske Porsches was leading because we hadn't passed him yet. And he dropped the hammer on the restart and took off. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, that's it. We're going to be done. But we ended up catching him and passing him, like I said. And I thought we were going to be okay. But then the 93 Acura and Van de Zanda ended up, you know, doing what Ringer does, and unfortunately, you know, relegated us to just a second place finish. But still a good day, though. Like I said, like for my guys, that we've been having a rough year. I mean, it's been a rough couple of years for that matter, with expanding, you know, to a 2-car GTP effort last year, and then also a GTD car as well last year, you know. And then this year coming back to Cadillac. It's been a pretty rough homecoming. But, oh my. But, you know, so to get a podium definitely is a positive thing, you know? So we'll see. Hopefully this is a start of some good fortune and some good momentum for us, and we can, you know, try and power through the second half and try to make something of the year. But I guess we'll have to just wait and see. But it is really cool though, because my guys are going to be running Le Mans this year. Wayne Taylor, which is the team owner, he ended up getting getting an invitation. I don't really remember how you have to go about going to get an invitation to go to Le Mans, but being back with Cadillac now, I think, is one of the main reasons why he did it, to give Cadillac some more representation at Le Mans. But we are going to be racing at Le Mans, which that's going to be cool. That just gives me another reason to watch it. I mean, I already was going to watch it anyway, because I've been watching the WEC for the past 2 years, just because the past couple of years, I've really gotten like a bug inside of me to really genuinely enjoy watching sports car racing, because there's just something about it. It's just so freaking cool. Like, I mean, granted, I still love my NASCAR, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about sports car racing that just makes me so giddy. So I started watching more of it. So I started watching WEC, also the World Endurance Championship. And so obviously I was going to be watching Le Mans anyway for that. But now that my guys are going to be racing in it too, that just gives me another reason to, which is going to be really cool. Yeah, I think we'll be good to turn now. Yeah. But yeah, so that's why that's why there was no videos or nothing yesterday, guys, and or streams for that matter yesterday, because I was, not home and I was watching the race and everything. But we are back today, though. Of course. All in all, though, like I was saying, even though my guys didn't win or nothing, it was a good time for sure. And I'm telling you guys, that freaking Aston Martin sounds so good. You guys need, especially if you guys are race fans. If you guys are race fans or car fans at all or anything like that, you absolutely need to listen to that Aston Martin. Oh my goodness, that Aston sounded so freaking nice. Alright. Well, so we're making good progress with this map, though, also. And we got a village to check out over on the right side of the map once we get over there again. And then those 2 Illager outposts back to back. It's weird, though, because I don't remember looking at that Illager outpost when we cleared out the top section of this map. But the bottom section, like that second level that we were filling in, was too far below it. Which is kind of interesting to me. Oh, there's a panda! Hi, panda! Alright. And then, well, actually, and then we got that other Illager outpost to check out too, right? That one we're actually gonna run into, because that'll actually be on the map, which that'll be cool. See what loot we can find in there. And it's raining now too, which is awesome. I love the rain. Well, we're in the desert, so it's not going to be raining here, but and when we get back out of the desert, it'll be raining. So this is what the game plan, I think, for how the series is going to wrap up, guys. So this is episode 190, okay? And I'm guessing most likely there's going to be at least one more episode of filling out this map, right? Which will be episode 191. And then we had already said that starting with episode 197, we were going to start to get through the completing of the game. You know, Ender Dragon, Wither Boss, all that jazz. End City, Beacon, all that jazz, right? So, with that being said, I'm thinking that, as I said, next episode will be 191, and I'm guessing that this map will be completed. So that means episode 192, 193, 194, 195, and 196, which will be the next 5 videos that precede the map getting completed, I'm going to go mining. We'll do one more mining little excursion and trip and all that. And, you know, really try to get through as much of that cave as we can, right? To check and see what cool stuff we can check out and find in there. And then, you know, those last 5 videos will be, you know, the run to the hi kitty will be the run to the end, and then, you know, then we'll just, you know, then we'll just end it, right? We'll just go through the ending little bits, and that will be that, and then we will start Minecraft Generations. So that's still 10 videos from now, so or, you know, at least another week and a bit. So, like, midway through next week, you know, will be when Minecraft Generations starts. And I think, though, I might wait to start Minecraft Generations until we can get a fresh week. So there might be a little bit of time off before Minecraft Generations starts after this series, or this season ends. I think, damn it. I think that would be the best, personally. Just because not only is it a new season, but it's also technically a new idea. You know, it's not just going to be like regular old Minecraft, right? We're going to be kind of throwing it back to the good old days, you know, if you will. So but yeah, so I think so, and what I mean by that is like, for example, if we end up not finishing, or I mean, I'm sorry, if we end up finishing this season on, like, you know, oh, I don't know, we'll say Thursday or Wednesday, for example. I don't know, let's see. Well, so if 190 is going up today, right, being Sunday, we're gonna just way break the fourth wall right now. So 191 would go up Monday, 192 Tuesday, 193 Wednesday, 194 Thursday, 195 Friday, 196 Saturday, 197 Sunday, 198 Monday, 199 Tuesday, 200 Wednesday. So next Wednesday will be when the season ends. And granted, that is if I upload every single day, which there's a chance that won't happen, but I doubt that I'll skip 4 days worth of videos in that time to push it to where we'd be ending on Sunday or Saturday, whatever, you know. So we'll, if we do not miss any days and we do end up ending on Wednesday, then we will not have Minecraft from Thursday to Saturday, and we'll start Minecraft Generations on, or you know what, Thursday to Sunday, and we'll start Minecraft Generations on Monday of the following week, which would be technically the second week, right? But obviously, again, like I said, if we end up somehow missing 4 videos worth in that span of time, which I highly doubt will happen, then we won't have to worry about anything. it'll be all, you know, it'll all work itself out. But obviously only time will tell, and we'll just have to wait and see. But that's at least the game plan for the rest of the series, guys. Let's see. How much further do we gotta go? Right here? No. Here? No. Here, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yep. I love the rain. It sounds so tranquil and therapeutic in Minecraft too, just like it does in real life. Literally love the rain. Frick. Come on. Oh. Aha. See, there you go. Aha, look at that. I'm getting the parkour down, guys. Oh, it's starting to get nighttime. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be annoying to get through. Holy cave, Batman. Is that another freaking mine shaft, bro? Wow. That's really freaking cool, though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, there we go. Okay, never mind. That actually wasn't as bad as I thought. That looks really cool, actually. Yeah, it's looking like we probably will be able to wrap this up in the next episode. I think, honestly, even if I can't wrap it up next episode, like, within 40 minutes, I'm just gonna go until it's done. Just so that everything else lines up the way that it needs to. Because I don't really want to, you know, like, spend, like, 10 minutes filling out the map and then go mining after that, you know? I feel like that would be kind of silly. Because I'll have to get all the way home and all that jazz, right? If I can't find a waystone. I feel like that'll just kind of be a waste of time, you know? So, next episode for sure, we're finishing this map no matter what. I mean, of course, unless it's looking like it's going to be like an hour long, right? If it starts to get too ridiculous, then I'll probably not do that. But it also doesn't necessarily look like it's going to be that bad. You know? But I guess, you know, we'll wait and see. Alright. And I think once I get across this little stretch of land, or this stretch of water rather, this definitely is not land, then it'll be a good place to wrap up for today. I think. Okay, yep. Alright, yep, there we go. With that being said, guys, like I said, now that we're back over to this part of the map, I think it's a great place to wrap this part up here. So if you guys did enjoy this episode, please leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate that. And click that subscribe button if you guys are new. And don't forget to click that little notification bell so you guys do get notified next time videos do go live on the channel. And with that, I will see you guys on my next episode. See you later, guys.